Sunday story time.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Let me one of my Leather Rose cigars real quick to chat with y'all. That corn is absolutely wild, and I'll tell y'all exactly who Block Party is. Block Party was one of the folks that I worked with at Go Ruck in Jack's Beach. He is a solid dude and a good friend. When we get down there, we'll always try to meet up with him and have a pint and stuff. Super cool dude. When I did the first corn report, I was like, hey, if anyone likes these, let me know. He messaged me and it's like, dude, I love these. We are very blessed to have him watch and check out our Sunday story time. So he was like, yeah, keep doing it. So I was like, you know what? We're going to call this the Block Party Corn Report. So that's where that came from. I'm bringing Sunday Storytime back where I originally wanted it, and I keep getting off of that, where I tell some stories and then share some stuff about like my favorite tools and stuff like that, and sometimes projects I'm working on. One thing that I'm working on right now is our bird feeder. This little cable broke. Now I know this isn't a big deal, but to the birds it's a big deal, and to the wife it's a big deal. So I got some of these little cable clamps here, right there, and some fresh cable. So you take that, you feed said cable through it, then I will put this on my anvil, and you mash the crap out of this little aluminum thing with a, like I'll use my 8-pound sledge to wedge it on there. Then we'll run this through this plastic and then through that loop, and we're good to go. And we'll be having a fresh cable. That one got rusty, and from just the movement and stuff out there, because there's still a lot of wind and everything. And we keep them up year round, feed the birds in the winter. It's cool up here because there's birds up here that we don't have back in Louisiana or even in Florida. Florida and Louisiana have about the same kind of birds. It's like swamp birds, beach birds, and then go the interior. They're both, hot birds, stuff like that. Not a lot of cold birds. We have cold birds up here. Making a mess. So, a couple of tools I want to go over real quick. These are these are instruments of destruction right here. These little end clippers. And I think these are channel locks. These things you can take and grab a nail and pull it out of whatever you need to, screws, anything. I recommend if you're doing any demo or you do carpenter work or anything like that, you get some of these end nippers to pull nails out because they are absolutely fantastic. This is just kind of a plier deal. I know there's like regular pliers and stuff, but these are 3 specialty pliers that I really like. This one, fencing pliers. They have a little hammer, for the little staples that you hammer in. That is a staple puller right there, or it can be a weapon. And then this has wire cutters here and there. Has a grabber, puller, crimper there, and the same thing on these. And then also right there you can clamp wire and pull it this way. These things are fantastic. I just coated these with some crewel. They were getting a little bit of stiffness to them because unfortunately I do kind of misuse those. These, and I think they are Kleins. I can't see anymore, but just regular linesman pliers. These things are fantastic. They're electrician pliers, and I have a pair someplace. I don't know where, but if you cut a hot wire, it'll put a little, burn a little hole through those cutters, and then we call those idiot marks. But these are fantastic. So for kind of specialty pliers that I like, and I've got a pair of snap-on pliers that are used especially to take off those old style pumps on radiator hoses and stuff like that. I don't use those a whole lot. I mean, you can use, channel locks for those, or regular slip joint pliers. But these 3, I like these, and it's unfortunate that these have gotten so stupid expensive. It's just crazy to me. The old Kubota. Soon, y'all. Soon we're going to have a cranking video. And speaking of the Kubota, I did a little video somewhere in here. I'm not sure where I'm going to edit it in, of how the finished mower looks after I got it done. Y'all, this has been a lot on this Kubota. It's also, I've had so many other, it seems like forever because I've had it over a year now. But we've had so many other tasks with moving, me taking care of mom. You know, the list goes on, us expanding chicken coops, duck coops, all that good stuff, maintenance on the vehicles, our cruise ins. We have a lot going on our plate. Oh, and I'll be 100%. This is the U-joint that goes between the PTO on the tractor and on the to the mower. And this, look, well, you can't really see it, but we have some stuff coming out of there, so that actually it needs to be replaced. Lindsay's going to drop it off the U-joint and drive shaft place in Bay City, which is wild that they have some very, very good prices for what they do. They've done the U-joints with toe in the gooseneck. U-joints get a lot of wear and tear on the heavy hauler, especially with it being a stick shift. So we have had, I think twice since I've been up here, they actually built a new drive shaft and U-joints for the front, and they've done the U-joints like twice, and each time the price has just been, I mean, fantastic. I didn't do a Wednesday video this last Wednesday, which was the 31st. Well, let me correct that. I did do a video, but it's an hour and like 38 minutes long, and I'm just out here. There's just no fast internet. I went to a couple other places to borrow internet, and the same thing, it's just taking forever to load. So I had to actually cancel it and restart it. So I'm gonna have to research where I can get some faster internet. So I want to tell y'all, when in 1973, well, it was 1974, for my mom's Valentine's Day, she told my dad she at the time she was driving an Oldsmobile, which was super freaking cool. I remember it was gold, and it had like a white vinyl top on it and like a gold interior. It was a 2-door. Interior matched the outside. It wasn't that harvest gold. It was more like that bright kind of gold. Super cool car, but she saw a 1973 MGB GT in Shreveport at Ray Imports, which I'll try to find a picture on the internet. Right now, I think that's a real estate place. But the concrete logo is because it used to be a Model A Ford dealership, is an axle with 2 wheels with wing, and a winged lion is grabbing the axle. It is so freaking cool looking. It's a great dealership. But anyway, she saw that in there. My dad said he had just got her the Oldsmobile, and she goes, if you get me this MGB GT, I will never ask for another car again. And my dad took words on that. He was like, all right, you will drive that forever. And she did. When she did get another car, it was after they had, were not together anymore. And, her and my stepdad, they had got, a different vehicle or whatever. But I inherited that my freshman year and drove it all through high school. It was a fantastic car. And I've got some pictures. There was the Dixie Sports Car Club, which this was, way back in the day. The logo back then was like crossed Confederate flags, steering wheel, and said Dixie Sports Car Club around it. So then this was where there were still blue laws. For those of y'all that are too young to remember, back in the day with blue laws, stores, the only thing that could be open on Sunday was like gas stations or convenience stores, movie theaters, restaurants, and a few other places, but like retail stores were not open. So Kmart pushed for that in the South, pushed to be open on Sunday. And I'll be honest with y'all, as much as it's a convenience to have places open on Sunday, back in the day, it was great to know that you're going to have Sunday off no matter what, because these stores were closed unless you worked in certain service industries. Now stuff's open 24/7. You know, I know COVID changed a lot about that. Anyway, I'm getting off on other stuff. But one of the malls, South Park Malls in Shreveport, in front of the Dillards, the chain down there of like, you know, close to, it's like a Macy's to you other people, but on a smaller, more country version. Fancier than a J.C. Penney's, but not as fancy as Macy's, if that makes sense. So we would go, they would set up pylons and we would autocross. And my dad's, I'm like, Dad, cool, I'm racing, isn't this awesome? He's like, yeah, all that racing's cool. When that thing breaks down, you're going to have to pay for it. I'm like, okay, whatever, blah, blah, I know what I'm doing. Well, after about, I don't know, 2 summers of racing there, which I had a blast, I tore up the clutch. And I'm like, Dad, clutch has gone out. He's like, well, you better get to work. So, I mean, I think it was like, at that time, it was maybe $200 for a clutch throwout bearing. Maybe it was a little less than that. But I got it. There was 2 British car places that sold parts in Louisiana. One was Import Auto Supply in Shreveport. Another one was in Bossier. That was called H.D. Rogers. And I so wished I had taken pictures of H.D. Rogers. It is like when I saw Ford versus Ferrari and you see his garage where he's fussing at the dude about not knowing how to drive the MGA. That shop looked like that and is lost. They tore it down to build riverboat casinos back in Bossier and Shreveport. So, I mean, it's gone forever. They did another place on down, but it just didn't have the same vibe. And then what happened with British cars is like, man, back then it was Triumphs, Jaguar, Sunbeams, all these British marks that are, you know, not even in production anymore. The Japanese cars actually killed them. Just them importing them over here and no one was buying the British stuff. And then British Leyland took over, you know, all those British cars and they just kind of, a lot of them went away. That's another story. But anyway, I worked for my dad, saved up my money. Excuse me. A buddy of mine helped me change out the clutch. We went out to Barksdale Air Force Base where you could rent the shop, put on a lift, drop the transmission, put in the clutch, new throwout bearing, put it back together, and then I'd raced it a few times, but not as much. But that was my short-lived racing career, and I will post a picture of me in some proper length shorts, and I think in that one I am wearing another version of the Dixie Sports Car Club t-shirt. So we did like lime spot rallies, which are pretty cool. They would go out in the country and like every quarter mile drop a little bag of lime in the middle of the road. And you had to follow those, but you come up to an intersection, you don't know where the lime is. So you would drive this way, not see it, drive this way, not see it, go down this road, there it was, and follow that. So those were fun, and everyone obeyed the speed laws. So I still have that MG. I'm super fortunate that my buddy Joel at Nobody Customs let me store a lot of my vehicles there when I had moved to Jack's Beach because I had like one parking spot and no room whatsoever. So my goal is to get those, get all of my stuff up here, get Alice, my Chop 51 Chevy, get the MG, get my other trailers, and have everything here, you know, while I can work while checking this corn out. So that's my Sunday story time for, August 4th. So y'all let me know if you like the stories like that. Whether you do or not, I'm going to keep kind of telling them. Appreciate y'all for watching, and then now I think we're going to go to the corn report. Bye, y'all. So got it off the sawhorses, got it painted up, put the guards on, new belt, new gear oil, all that good stuff. So she will be ready to go up under the Kubota when we're finished with those tasks. So that gave us more room in here. We had those sawhorses here with it on there. And then today I have been working on tapping into that cast steel, which sucks. There's just no good way to do it. Cast steel and using a tap really sucks, y'all. For those that have not been following, got this little Kubota. It's a 91B 7100 HST hydrostatic. So when I got it, unbeknownst to me, I learned I need to be a better tractor inspector. I'm pretty good with cars and trucks and stuff, but The subframe for the bucket truck, all the bolts and studs that attach it to the bottom of the engine, which is cast steel, it bolts directly to it, were jacked up. So they were metric. I had to drill them out a size larger. There was a broken easy out in one of them, broken drill bits where they had tried to repair it, and then they half-assed repaired it by welding. So I have been in the process of drilling those out and tapping it, and man, just drilling into cast steel a larger size and then making it standard in lieu of metric, just because the tap, the dies, everything else was, or the tap and the bolts were way less expensive going standard. But I do not, after this, I don't want to tap cast steel again. All right, we're gonna get a good shot of this corn. Let's get down here in one of these rows. Oh, look at that. Is that not cool, y'all? And then check these roots out. This is just super, super cool. But there is a good view of this corn growing. Good root system, good dirt, not a lot of weeds in here. It's growing fantastic. All right, y'all, not much has changed since the last Sunday Block Party Corn Report, sponsored by Block Party. It looks good. For next Sunday, we're gonna do a drive around on the road just to show you how big this is, but it's freaking awesome. So this is I don't know what day in August this is, but your August Block Party Corn Report. See y'all next Sunday.